Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's day 10 of the 21 day challenge, and what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today for the nutrition tip of the week is top 5 reasons why we might be overeating. So before I start, if you guys see me looking down, I'm gonna show you why I'm occasionally looking down. So meet my new puppy Luna. So I love her, but she's eating a leaf right now, so I might occasionally be looking down at Luna to just make sure she's staying out of trouble. But I know, hey, don't bite. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I'm gonna go over five reasons why we might be overeating at times. So one big one is not having too much of a routine. Okay, so what I mean by routine is like your eating schedule is it varies. Okay, so if we sometimes eat breakfast, sometimes we don't. Skip meals at times. You might consider yourself the type of person who likes to snack more than eating bigger meals. Then if we don't really have much of a routine or inconsistent, it's really hard to gauge our hunger cues. Okay, so what I recommend is eating similar time every morning for breakfast, a similar time every morning for lunch, similar time every afternoon. Afternoon for lunch, and in the evening for dinner. So if we have more of a structure on when we eat and how our portion sizes look on those meals, it's going to be easier to go ahead and gauge what we need. Hey, no biting my shoe. Sorry. What we actually need. So number one thing is let's try to get into a little bit more of a routine. Number 2 is also going to be the routines that we formed. All right, I'm holding on to you now because you're nibbling on my shoe too much. You're too distracting. Routines that we may have formed. So what I mean by routines that we may have formed are going to be, we could go ahead after work every day, be running to meet up with our friends, and we could be getting that afternoon drink. We could be running to Dunkin' Donuts every day in our lunch break, and we could be getting, hey, no biting. Why are you biting me? I do not want to have to restart this video, Luna. All right. I'm going to have to restart this video. Because of you. All right. I'm not going to restart this video because I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to get a lot of joy out of watching this puppy drive me crazy. I know you want to play right now, but I'm going to keep filming this video. Doing the same thing we do every single day without knowing it. Could be walking by the vending machine at work, and it could be grabbing that bag of potato chips, whatever it is. Sometimes that's one of the reasons why it might be overeating. Just getting into some routines of things that make us feel good in the moment that we don't maybe need to do every single day. And those could be some things that really help us with being able to manage our calorie intake and also having more consistent energy levels. So we're not, feeling like these fluctuations in our energy where we're, feeling up and then feeling kind of drowsy just based off of some of the things that we're doing. Having a lot of sugar in the afternoon might go ahead and have a fluctuation in your energy level. It could be just like overloading on caffeine and the calories that come along with that. All these things add up, and they impact a lot of different things outside of just calories, but just how you feel overall. Stuff to be aware of. Eating too small meals. Okay, so if your meals aren't very large, what I mean by very large is not of a lot of substance. Okay, we could be having meals that are calorie dense and not very large, but we could also be having meals that are small and low in calories, but also just leading to us feeling hungry shortly after because we're not eating enough in our meals, and then we're eating more either later in the day or snacking more in between our meals. Okay, so if we increase our meal sizes, okay, where we eat a little bit more wholesome foods, maybe we increase the veggie intake, increase the protein intake, that can make us feel a little bit more satiated, so it's tiding us over for a longer period of time. Some studies have shown that those that have breakfast especially with the protein in the morning, leads to a couple hundred less calories consumed throughout the day, just because we're not picking at stuff. Okay, so eating more wholesome, balanced meals can lead to less snacking and overeating. Number 4 is also some of the situations that we get ourselves into. Highly palatable foods when we are hungry is a big one, okay? And I'm gonna just paint a picture for you. Get home from work, had a little bit of a stressful day. You eat lunch at, let's say it was 11 or noon. You're tired, you've been in meetings all day. You get home, you open up your cabinet, and what do you see? You see a bag of pretzels, and you're hungry, like you really want to eat something, but the first thing you grab is something that is highly palatable, it's got a good texture, really easy to go ahead in that moment overeat. So if we can identify those things, then it's going to be easier for us to manage those situations, okay? If we get home from work and we're stressed, we're hungry, dinner's not ready, let's try to go ahead and just have a better understanding of the games that we play when we go ahead and eat some of these foods in these situations, all right? Another one is also going to be misinterpreting your hunger for your hydration, okay? So if we are like a little bit dehydrated, that can lead to us feeling a little bit more hungry, okay? That can lead to us feeling a little bit more hungry. So sometimes we need to go ahead and make sure that we are paying attention to our water intake. And that's also a good way to gauge whether or not we're truly hungry or if we are really thirsty. Now, sometimes you hear like, well, I only drink water when I'm thirsty. Well, sometimes you're gonna go ahead and feel hungry when you're actually thirsty. Your body is 60 to 70% water. 60 to 70% water. So if we are even slightly dehydrated, it's going to impact our cognitive skills. It's going to impact some of our hormones that are in our gut that tell us hungry and full feelings. So if we are drinking more water, it's going to be easier to have a true gauge on if we're truly in the need of food. Now, don't go away thinking that eating pretzels is bad or that we shouldn't do it. It's just good to understand the situations that we might get ourselves into when eating those types of foods. There's nothing wrong with eating pretzels, but if you eat pretzels when you're extremely hungry, it might be the cause of you eating a few hundred calories before you eat an actual meal of, a few hundred calories. So we could go ahead and have a dinner of 500 calories, but if we just had 300 calories of pretzels right before that, which is low nutrient, low amounts of dietary fat, low amounts of protein, things that are actually going to satiate us, we're adding a lot of calories that could go ahead and be utilized elsewhere. And maybe at times when you might enjoy it more. Maybe you're the type of person that wants to have something sweet after dinner, and that's fine. Maybe you want to have a little bit of frozen yogurt or something like that. Maybe you want to have pretzels after dinner. But if we actually have a meal before we go ahead and eat those things, it's going to be a little bit easier to not feel like you want to eat the entire bag when having it. So I hope that was helpful. And I know you guys probably want to see Luna one more time. Say hi, Luna. So yeah, I hope you guys found that to be a little bit helpful and helps you guys take some action steps this week. And I know that you guys understand, if you guys ever have owned a puppy, that it is a full-time responsibility. So thank you for bearing with me as I manage Luna, as I try to also apply some practical advice to you guys. Thanks for watching. Give me a like if you actually watched it all the way to the end. Thank you. Bye-bye.